Okay, Calvin, give me two numbers between negative 10 and positive 10.
Negative 10 and negative 2.
All right. Winnie, give me two numbers between negative 10 and positive 10.
Positive 2, positive 3.
All right. Thank you, guys. You guys can go out. Wave bye to the camera.
Bye.
All right, so we are going to do the distance formula and the midpoint formula between these 2 points that my kids just gave us. So let's do the midpoint formula first. The midpoint is the average. The average between where these 2 points exist, okay? So the midpoint formula, how you do it is you take the x's, you add them together and divide by 2. And you take the y's, you add them together and divide by 2. And those two numbers that you end up with are your midpoint, or is your midpoint between these 2 points. So if we call this point A and point B, this would be the point M, which would be halfway between each one of these points. So to find the midpoint between the 2 points they gave us, we're going to take negative 10 plus 2, and we're going to divide that by 2. And then we're going to take negative 2 plus 3 and divide that by 2. So negative 10 plus 2 is negative 8 over 2. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1 over 2. So negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4, and then this is 1/2. So our midpoint, our exact middle between these 2 points, is at negative 4, positive 1/2. Okay? So that is how you do the midpoint formula if you're looking for that. Now, the distance formula, the distance would be how far are we from point A to point B. Now, distance is always measured in positives. So you have to remember that anytime that you're doing these. Now, the book's going to give you decimal answers. I'm more of a radical fan. Honestly, I'm not going to care either way on the test. All right, but let me show you what that looks like. So let's say we have a distance formula with the same points. So our distance formula is this. The square roots of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. Okay, so we're going to take the two x's and we're going to subtract them. So I'm going to do the square root of negative 10 minus 2 squared plus, and then I'm going to subtract these two. Negative 2 minus 3 squared. Now you've all seen this before. You've done this 100 times. Okay, in Algebra 1 and Geometry and all those classes. So don't freak out too much. All right, negative 10 minus 12, or minus 2 is negative 12. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. So this becomes 144 plus 25. And lo and behold, 144 plus 25 is 169, and the kids picked an exact answer. So the exact distance between these two is 13. If this radical didn't reduce, you could leave it as that. So for example, if you ended up with like radical 40, and you want to leave it as radical 40, you'd have to take out a radical 4, and you'd end up with 2 radical 10. Okay, but because their answer worked out perfectly, then we could just write the number 13 and be done with it. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully you'll understand this as it comes.